Here's another video of how we were able to rescue this bicycle, refurbish it, and at the end of the video we're going to test ride this bicycle that we discovered just a few days ago. And today in this video we're going to take a look of the bicycle. It's where this actual shack that this bike were hiding that for we don't know how long. It's been sitting here in the dark of the shack, and today it's actually the winter season in UK, so this is here in London, and we were able to finally have the time to take it off and refurbish it and give it a bit of life. And which, by the way, the sticker in this bicycle bell says it all. It says London bicycle because we are here in London, as what I've said earlier on. And although this bicycle is old, but the paint is pure goodness. It has scratches, but it's paired with black components such as the 3 chain rings in the front and 6-speed at the back with carrier at the rear, and all its Iran garbage bag around this bicycle, which the rider probably has been running a lot of garbage in his life. The saddle at the back was eaten by ages. Of course, we have to check some of this if there's a serious issues of this bicycle that we have to be aware of. And luckily enough for us, the tire actually, which is a very thing to replace of, has no puncture in it and no major issues. Actually, it's not so thin, it's not been damaged at all. Also the V-brake, I think it's just the brake pads, which of course it has to be changed because it's been sitting there. And it's also equipped with this rubber handle grips, which is a grip shifter both right and left, and it is very useful. This is a pretty practical thing to be used in the road around this country and the city. So heads parts which has to be checked, and one of the most important thing that we found with this bicycle is the bike lock together with its key. So we are so fortunate to have this because and apparently bike theft in London is pretty much rampant everywhere you go, and it's good enough to be aware of this thing. So it's not only the safety of the bicycle, and also we have to take into account this in trying to notice whatever is loosening in this bicycle, which would probably cause, God forbid, some accident with the rider. The major components and the moving parts, which is the bottom bracket, which luckily has no problem at all, and also the head parts, the headset parts, which is one of the major moving areas. So this is the winter time, by the way, and it's going to be running in a couple of months from now. It's going to be cold, icy, wet condition all around the city, and the hubs should be repacked with newer grease, or in our case it has to have a newer set of bearings, for example. But luckily enough there's none, so we are going to pursue and move further with this process. And from the back of the shack we are going to transfer it in front of the yard because the faucet is obviously located in front of our yard. And at this very stage in our restoration and refurbishing of this bicycle, we only need the bare basic minimum of cleaning materials. Whatever we can find inside the kitchen, of course it can be used for our bicycle. The multiple purpose cleaner is very much what we all need for this process. And the hose of water is adequately enough, substantial enough for the benefit of all. We don't actually need those fancy bicycle cleaning materials, most especially like the branded ones that the bike industry's BS are just trying their hard ways to sell into you. All the immediate tools, cleaning materials that you can get hold of in your closet, in the kitchen, and in your pantry, those things are actually very useful. You can actually use vinegar, some baking soda, and whatever cleaning materials like dishwashing liquid even so can be used in the bicycle. These are just fundamentally the same soap mixed with water, and it can have the same exact result when you're using the branded ones, the most expensive, compared with the things that you can find in your closet. And so what I've been meaning to say, and because at the end of the day we can all arrive at the same speed, same distance when we are riding a very expensive bicycle, fancy ones, compared with the bicycle that we are, just rescued a while ago from a trash bin or a shack that who knows when or how long it's been sitting there. And please do bear along with us as we just randomly spill out a lot of beans about philosophizing, the key principles that we just speak a moment ago, addressing all of these environmental issues that we are so driven and passionate about, of addressing, these pressing issues of the climate change, the environmental problems in our society, of course. And these are just anthropocentric, which is caused entirely by the humans' activities all over the world. Global issues that's been pressing nowadays, and so we're just trying so hard to make this channel a platform for that, to address all of these things in our end, and through bicycle activities, and through different methods in our little way of rescuing, running with this advocacy of spreading the love for cycling, and the growing community of cyclists, which is still going day by day. A lot of countries are already realizing it. A lot of individuals, groups, organizations, and so on are pretty much being affected and influenced by these good things that the humanity is having, this love for the environment, and to counter that anthropocentric activities and the damage that's been brought by this human activities. The Anthropocene has been countered by this little act of just by cleaning your bicycle, rescuing them, running them again, not throwing your punctured tires, but recycling them. All of these things are very much individual effort, individual gestures, but these can act as a lot of love for the environment and as a whole towards nature, and of course humanity's love for one another can be manifested through this act of sharing this passion and this philosophy, this core ability that humankind is so much equipped with. And it gives us a lot of hope to see a lot of people are already raising this awareness, already been affected by all of this activities, and sharing the same passion as we do. And so out of this platform, we are so glad that through this, it becomes like a venue for us to shout our advocacy, to impart into our society, by combating a lot of pressing, bigger, and monstrous issues that we are heading along with through simple, basic acts, such as some gesture of cleaning your bicycle can combat a lot of, this bigger, complicated issues in our society, made by this anthropocentric, centered towards this materialistic condition in the society as an effect of this colonialism, neoliberalism, and capitalism aside. And through our simple act in this venue, in this platform, our YouTube can be a source of a cultivation of these key principles that can combat all of these things that are arising. I mean, the problems that are arising in our society, especially when we say about the environmental concern, the climate change that is happening in our in a sphere of things. We can say that these issues are so evident nowadays. Just by simply being aware of this gesture of cleaning your bicycle can combat a lot of bigger issues in our society. This act of refurbishing, cleaning, and making your bicycle run again is such a big part and such a big thing to make this realization that we are capable of pushing forward by just using our personal power, making this machine as a human powered machine, not relying so much on vehicles that are powered by gasoline, for example. But your body has this ability to function and become just the main engine to power and make you push forward. And so, by realizing all of this is such a powerful thing to know and be aware of in our humanity's capability, and to push forward by using this exact notion and this exact core idea of non relying so much on the other side of the spectrum. One of the best realizations as we are constructing contents within this channel is that the realization of not relying so much on the person that we are appointing or putting in the position. Do you know these leaders that we are voting to be leading for us? We shouldn't be relying for them to lead us, but cultivating the leader within ourselves as well, and starting to improve the leader within ourselves, and also the neighborhood and the people within our unit, our smallest unit, which is the family, for example. It shouldn't be relied upon the leader to be leading for us, but become part of the woven fabric in the society, so everyone can be improving with one another, because it will never function the way that we expected, good things that we expected to happen, and the change that we wanted to change in our society, if we are not being part of the fabric that we aim for. And so if we can, influence this next generation, and even during this lifetime, we can even taste the things that we are aiming for the longest time, and it will be such a life worth living for, and that generation that we can be proud of. We can be passing this life to them, and knowing all of this, these people who've been in the past, who put all of their lives into the test, and sacrificing with blood, tears, and all of the sacrifices will not be put into vain. Knowing and seeing that this generation of us who are still aiming for the betterment of the future are putting up another good fight for the rest of the generation up ahead. And this good fight can be a really good thing to, and for them to inherit, and the effect of this will be reaped, and it will not be put into waste.